In this video, I want to talk about a couple of kind of advanced conditional formatting. And the first one I want to talk about is the order of your conditional format. We did a little one, an example in the previous video. I wanted to just do another one currently. So what we want to do is we have a balance sheet here, amount owed, and how late these items are. And we have a bunch of customers. So I'm going to click on D6, and I'm going to use my old Control Shift down, Command Shift down, and we're going to create three conditional formats. So we're going to have things that are over 30 days, over 60 days, and over 90 days. So we'll do the first one. So we'll do highlight greater than 90 days, and we'll just make it red. And we'll click OK. And then we'll do the second one, which is over 60 days. So highlight cells greater than 60. And we'll make sure you change the colors. We'll do yellow. And then we'll do one more, greater than 30. And we'll make this green. Now you'll notice that everything is green because what's highlighted, except for these two on row 8 and 9 for Connell and Lynn, they're 29 days out. The everything else fits that conditional formatting. It is greater than 30 days. But we wanted to have some other steps. We wanted to have those that are 90 days and those that are 60 days. So let's go see what was going on with the conditional formatting. So we go up here to conditional format, go down to manage rules. You'll find you'll work here a lot. Let me scooch this all within the screen. And you'll notice that we created the 90-day, then the 60-day, and then the 30-day. So the first one created will be the last one applied. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this 30-day and I'm going to bounce it down, and then I'll bounce the 90-day up. So however way you want to work it. Remember, at this point, if I no longer want a greater than 90-day formula, then I could delete that, or conditional formatting. If I want to change anything, I can edit the rule. But we're going to keep it the way it is now. You may find in some dialog boxes that there's an apply button. And what that does is it actually literally applies your changes, but it doesn't close the box. So I'm going to hit apply. That allows you to give a quick overview. So maybe you don't like the yellow. It's like, oh, on second thought, I really don't like that yellow. I want all the text to be black. So maybe over here with 90 days, I'll edit that rule. I'll format it. I'll go to font, and I'll make it black. And then I'll apply it to see if I like it. Oh yeah, it works a little better. And I can do the same thing for the greater than 60. I'll edit the rule, format. Notice it leaves me with the last tab that I worked on. So again, we'll just do black. You may decide that, oh, I want this to be also bold. So I could actually hit bold. We'll see what that looks like. We'll click OK. And we'll click OK again. And then we'll apply it. So it looks like it changed everything. That's interesting. Don't know why I did that. I think I'll take that away. Sometimes things do some really interesting things. We'll just do it regular. Because I was only editing the one for 60 days. I don't know why everything, there we go, we'll just put it back just so it looks good. And then we'll just click OK. And then that accepts that. So when you are creating the conditional formatting, you do want to take in consideration the order. And basically, if you don't like it, if it's just, oh, it's not working right, then you just go back to conditional formatting and then down to manage rules. And that'll allow you to edit those. So this one is actually using a function called dateDiff. And it is a function that is used for compatibility with Lotus 123. I don't know why after 25 years that there needs to be compatibility. I guess people are still using some older files. And so when you use this dateDiff, so if I type in equal date diff, you'll notice it doesn't show up in that list. If I just backspace over, you see how we get that little list of functions. Date diff is not part of that function list. So you have to completely fill it out. So just a little side note there. I'll have a video on that as well. All right, so let's go to Museum Advanced. And this one we're going to do a little bit different with our conditional formatting. So if I go back to the Art Museum, and you'll notice that I had my conditional formatting that anytime a certain cell met a certain criteria, it would give it a particular formatting that we had applied, but it'll only give that particular cell that application. What I want to show you is how you could actually have it highlight the entire row, which can actually be kind of useful. So I'm going to go back to Art Museum Advanced. So it's really the same data. I changed the numbers in the first one. So what I've done is I've highlighted the entire spreadsheet, the entire table, and we're going to have to create these from scratch. So if I go to conditional formatting, there's nothing up here that'll allow me to do what I want to do. I'm going to actually have to create a new rule. So I'm going to do create a new rule, and I want to do one that's using a formula. So we have all different types, things are containing, bottom, top, bottom, all that good stuff. But I want to use the bottom one here that says use a formula to determine which cells to format. So I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the equal sign, and we're going to make it $H, let's see, 2. So I'm picking out that first column. And I want the H, the column heading identifier, to be absolute, because I want to be able to use G and F and E, etc. So that's why I make that absolute. And the 2 will then obviously, as we move it down, or as we continue working down, it'll change to the row we're using. And then we want to just have this be greater than, and let's say 20,000. Make sure we get enough zeros. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll format. We'll just do something simple. We're going to do a fill, and we'll make it this kind of this light green. So we'll click OK. And we'll click OK. So not only did it highlight the actual cell, it highlighted the entire row, which actually could be useful when it comes time to print. So if I go over here to print preview, you can see that it does highlight the entire column. Let me go to page layout and change the orientation so you can see things a little better. So the conditional format was based on the appraised value, but then it just applied that formatting to the entire column. So let me just show you that. We're going to edit this. So we'll go to Home, Conditional Formatting, and Manage Rules. And basically, it was equal $H. So this is the column that we want to base our criteria on. 2, because we're starting with column 2, or excuse me, row 2. And then what we wanted to do, greater than, less than, equal to, however we want to do that. And then we did the colors. And you'll notice it applies to, and this is the important part, it applies to A2 to H116. So if I want to go and change something here, I can edit the rule. I could change this to 15,000, 10,000, however way you want to do it. You could change the color. Let's say we'll do a kind of a nicer blue. Let's do the yellow. And then we click OK. And OK again. And as I mentioned before, the conditional formatting is dynamic. So if I take this first entry here and I change this to 21,000, you will see that it applies that conditional format. So if I go here and I change this to 5,200, so it's no longer meeting that criteria, and if I hit enter, it removes that. So this is kind of neat when you have a very wide spreadsheet and you want to highlight the entire row. So you can work with that. So that's just a couple of quick little advanced formatting, conditional formatting. Thank you.